Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel, Dawson ASMR. It has been 3 months, so that means it is time for another long-awaited physical media haul. If you're new here, my physical media hauls are filmed every 3 months to show you all of the movies and books that I obtained in the past quarter of the year. I think this is the third one I've done so far. So sit back, relax, get cozy in bed. Think of this as just a friend chilling out with you until you nod off. Or maybe you're interested in seeing some options for yourself. Either way, get cozy because I have quite a bit to show you. This is spring water. I know I'm a redneck, but come on. It really is. New pills, dry mouth. Vitamins suck. So let's go with the books first. I don't have as many books as I have movies, which seems to be the running trend here. However, I had a lot of books sent to me this month, so I'm going to show you. First and foremost, I picked up on a whim because a friend of mine was reading it too, and it is the Meet Cute Countdown to Valentine's Day 14-day Advent book. And that sounds strange, right? But it's a book with 14 short stories. Like there's February 9th. And you read one every day up until Valentine's Day. And they're just really cute stories. I don't remember what I gave this, but I did read it. I read it all, and I loved it. It was cute. I want to see more books like this. I think the concept is really adorable. I avoided the one that came out at Christmas that was more adult themed. And people, I mean, it was critically panned. People did not like it on TikTok. I don't know what happened, but this one was really good. This has a lot of my favorite YA authors I grew up with, so it was kind of nice just going down a nostalgic lane, reading their reading styles. So, yeah, I read that. Then I got one I haven't read yet because I haven't gotten there yet. And it is Better in Black by Cassandra Clare. And this is the Walmart exclusive, which means that it has exclusive end work. I think it's the same on both sides. Yeah, it is. This is another short story collection, and it's set in the Shadowhunters Chronicles. And these are 10 romance short stories. So all your favorite couples are going to be included. On the back here, it has Will and Tessa, Julian and Emma, Anna and Ari, Jocelyn and Luke, Jason and Clary, James and Cordelia, Thomas and Alistar, Simon and Izzy, Kira, Mark and Christina, Sebastian and Silly Queen. I mean, there's a bunch of different characters, different romances. I love Cassie. This is my favorite fantasy series of all time. No, I have not finished it. The series itself, I don't want it to finish. I keep procrastinating because I'm so scared. Like, I have been reading, and that sounds so silly, but I've been reading the series since the 3rd book was out. I feel old. I've been with the series for a long time, and it's been exhausting. It's been emotionally toiling, getting attached to characters when you're a depressed 15-year-old, and then watching things happen to them. And yeah, but this sounds cute. I can't wait to get to this. So then, this is really funny. The rest of the books I have were sent to me because I'm part of the reviewer program for Simon & Schuster. So they sent me quite a few books this past 3 months. And I think it's so that I won't be seeing much more from them until after the summer, I think. So they gave enough to the reviewers to sort of keep us busy up until then. So I'm going to show these to you. So first and foremost, the one I've already read. I'm working my way through the rest of them. We have Beth is Dead by Katie Burnett. This is a story, it's a retelling, modern retelling, of the March sisters from Little Women. And instead of Beth tragically falling ill to a disease, she instead is murdered. And her sisters have to figure out who did it before one of them might be next. This was so much fun. This was great. I can't talk about this book enough, but I don't want to be here all day with all of this. So I won't keep it too long talking about this. Just know that the modern prose is really nice. It feels like you're with the March sisters, even though they're modernized, they're grown up. It's a lot of fun to see the way they would handle such a dire situation. Yeah, and how it ends, really liked. Did I see it coming? Yeah, but again, this is YA, and you can read any age group. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't. But I think my 26-year-old brain caught the 18-year-old sort of reading group twist. Or maybe I just watched too many horror movies. Who knows? But I really, really enjoyed this. So, then I got 5 from, so they did Simon did 2 different boxes of, there was a fantasy and there was a horror. And I'm trying to remember which of these was in which. It doesn't really matter. Anyways, I'll show you these. So first I have Local Gods by Melinda Salisbury. And this is going to be coming out on August 4th. So this will actually be out after the summer. And this is a folk horror about a girl who, hated by her town for her father's crimes, has to decide whether to save it or burn it all down when a dying god in the woods warns her of an impending catastrophe. And I did just read that from the back. This sounds really interesting. I love god horror. I love like mythical, if it's a god in the woods, if it's an imp, demonic things. I love that stuff. My boyfriend Hales, he's originally from up in the like New England, Canada area, and so the tales of Wendigos are insane there, that they still live even here with, you know, down here where I'm from. And so yeah, it sounds really good. I love stuff like this, so I'm definitely going to get to this. Let me know in the comments how you feel about me doing reviews. I was putting out a couple like shorts, but I don't know how that plays with the algorithm. I'm just wanting to test the waters. What do you guys want to see in terms of reviewing? Because I want to review these on YouTube. That's why they were sent to me. So there's that one. There is Armor for Liars by S.C. Grove. And this is about a brilliant girl risking it all to infiltrate a secret society of enchanters, and she gets unexpected help from one of their victims, now a vengeful spirit. And it's a historical dark academia novel. So very, very cool sounding. I love the cover. That's what really caught me. It looks just so pretty, the purple and the pink going together, the outfits on the characters. But I mean, it sounded really good. So I got this one as well. Then I got, this is the one I'm most excited for. This is the one that they said there was a horror box, and I said, oh, I see what title's in it. I want this. So, and Armor for Liars, sorry, comes out July 21st. So, and this one is called Black Point. And this is by Jacqueline West, and this is going to come out July 28th. Now this I'll just read to you. It says, Lucia Sorensen holds on hard to the things she loves. Her tiny hometown clings to the bluffs above the Mississippi River, threatened by weather and time. Unlike most people her age, Lucia plans to stay after graduation and help her grandfather run the Viking Museum of Black Point. Maybe then she can keep everything her ancestors built from washing away. When the Black Point Hotel, a supposedly haunted local landmark, is bought by an outsider, the town is shaken, and for Lucia, fresh changes arrive in the form of the owner's nephew, Max. As Lucia gets to know Max, she begins to question her role in the town's rituals and to see the place and herself with new eyes. But the town is flooding, and old secrets are rising to the surface. Soon, Lucia will have to choose between the home she thought she knew and the hideous truths hidden underneath. Really cool. I love the cover. This looks like 𝐬𝐭𝐚𝐲 to me. And it's just so beautiful. It says, "Don't stay too long." It's a hotel, haunted hotel. Love that. And this is not the author's first book either. So she's written quite a few, I think. And if this one is good for me, I'm going to be reading the others. So yeah, end of July 28th. Yeah, so I'll be reading these sort of in order they come out so I can get closer to the review dates. Then we have We Were Never Here by Sophia Hannon. That cover, look at that. That is stunning. That is beautiful. And this one comes out July 28th as well. Now this one, this was actually my boyfriend's favorite. He wants to be reading soon. And this is about 4 friends who go into this haunted manor for what I understand, like their YouTube show. So they're like the urban explorers exploring haunted houses, and only 3 of them come out. So a year later, they go back to figure out what the heck happened that ended up taking one of them out. And that just sounds perfect. I love, it doesn't look to me, looking through it, that it's mixed media or anything, which is fine, because how would you do found footage? But found footage is my favorite horror subgenre. So this sounds like found footage to me, and I eat that up. I eat it up. It's so good. So I'm very excited for this one. And then I also have The Spiritualists by Kristen O'Donnell Tubb. That's such a pretty name. I love that. This comes out June. This is an earlier release, June 2nd. And this is, she's a psychic who can hear the voices of spirits. And she only wants, so she's a villain. She only wants to con people to survive in New York City, right? And this is one of the ones I didn't know about, but it was in the box automatically. And she's offered to join a secret society of talented mythics who explore the darker realms of spiritualism. And together, they will get revenge on Stella's sister's killer. So yeah, this sounds dark. This is, I've been watching a lot of the Homicide, the documentary on Netflix. I've been binging it, and sounds like it, you know? So, I love a good murder mystery, and I love spiritualism, I love magic. I actually recently did a lot of research into my ancestry and found out I had ancestors in the Salem trials. So very fun. Yeah. But, so yeah, I'm going to read these. I'm going to review these. These were the ones that came in the box. I had an additional one that came, and I'm actually currently reading this. This is, I'm going to butcher this. I'm very sorry. Raymond Abbas Has Major Questions by Ahmad Saber. Very cool cover. And this, I believe, is actually already out. This is a finished copy. And I'm glad, because I want to read you the opening paragraph. What made me be like, oh yes, please send me a copy. And this is about a boy in the Muslim culture. He grew up Muslim. He, believes in all the religion. He prays to Allah, all these things. And he's gay, and that's not allowed. So he's kind of dealing with his feelings and dealing with who he is as a person, and how that ties into his religion. And I grew up Catholic, and then of course Baptist when my family converted when I was a teenager. So I don't have the knowledge of the Muslim culture and what that's like, but I do know when you're Catholic, that's not allowed. So, but this is really funny. So, I politely ask Satan to stop sending me sinful dreams during Islam's holiest month. They started a week ago with me baking a cherry pie for Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, while he did shirtless push-ups on the kitchen floor. 2 nights later, it was a fancy croissant picnic with Timothée Chalamet under the Eiffel Tower. One of my favorite actors. It's very funny. And last night, things got really weird. Shawn Mendes and I were flying on a magic carpet as he sang a whole new world to me. We soared over Toronto's skyline, and we slingshotted through pillowy clouds, and we floated in stardust, only to nosedive straight into hellfire. So it's very funny. It's really hilarious so far. But there are very serious moments. I'm loving it. So yeah, very, very cool. I love this. And anything to reference my favorite people. Okay, I have a Shawn Mendes album on my wall right there. So, and then the last book I got wasn't from a publisher. Actually, I lied. This one I bought myself. I'm gonna air out my dirty laundry here on YouTube. What up? My therapist says I should take out new hobbies because reading and watching film is not the only 2 hobbies I should have in my life. So I said, I love cooking. I'm gonna try cookbook cooking. I've never done it. So I got Kitchen Kickstart by Sam Holland. This is Tom Holland's brother and Spider-Man. But what drew me to this, it was on sale. No, but it's like beginner kitchen. So there's like, so let's say you're moving into an apartment, right? He's put in here everything you should buy to fit your kitchen. So you have like baking sheets, bottle opener, box grater, chef's knife, chopping board. There's different things. Colanders, can openers, like things that you must need to have a kitchen. Cupboard staples, basmati rice, Cajun spice mix, ground cumin, ground cinnamon, ground turmeric, self-rising flour. Like there's all kinds of things like that. And then the recipes look really good. Look at this, movie night nachos. Oh, that looks so good. Piri piri chicken burger with homemade oven fries with chips, but yeah, buttered chicken, so there's different things, and a lot of the recipes I know, chicken fried rice and things like that, but it's like a different twist on them. So very curious. And they look very easy, very simple ingredients. So yeah, but I would try some of these. So I'll let you guys know if you follow my Instagram. I'll put them in my story if I try the recipes, what I think of them. So yeah, that is the books that I got this month. Again, let me know in the comments about reviewing, how that should look. If you like the reels I've put out so far, I really want to stick to it, you know what I mean? So, on to what most people I think are here for, is movies. So I have quite a few movies to show you, but now listen to me. I did the math. I'm not going to go through and tell you all of them one by one. All of these, one was a gift, but the rest I bought. I think I paid, over the course of 3 months, maybe $80 for all these movies, because I love a good deal. I love a sale. I don't care to buy used. And that's my secret to owning so many movies. And I think that's pretty good, because a brand new movie alone is about $35. So I'm getting the cost of what, 3 movies, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 20, I think. And some of these have more than one in them. So, first and foremost, we have Cape Fear. This has been honed as sort of like the gay horror movie by Scorsese, and I was like, really? I have to see this. And Walmart happened to have it in their new covers they did in January. And you have the original cover underneath. Very cool. But this has Robert De Niro, it has Nick Nolte, Jessica Lange, and Juliette Lewis. And let me tell you, it's a great movie. I love this movie. Don't know why it's called the gayest horror movie. Like Rocky Horror is sitting right there. But it was very fun, very cool. I can see where a lot of other movies take inspiration from it. This is essentially just a man who was put away, a lawyer hid a Brady violation, hid evidence that could have kept a man out of jail, and put him in jail. He got out years later, and now he's hunting that man down and his family to get revenge. So, very cool, very fun. The only one I didn't buy, someone gifted this to me off my wish list, which, by the way, no longer exists because Amazon decided to make an update. And if you have a wish list, your address is just public, no matter what. And I don't have a P.O. box right now, so I didn't want people showing up at my front door. Yeah. I have paranoia enough about that as it is because I live in a pretty crime-riddled neighborhood. I live across the street where there were 2 joggers, so don't want that at my front door. But this is Star Wars. Oh, as we're speaking, I just had a movie ship notification just came up. So this is Star Wars Revenge of the Sith on 4K. I don't remember who got this for me. Let me know in the comments if that's you. This is my favorite Star Wars movie, hands down. We have, of course, Anakin turning to the dark side fully. We have Obi-Wan grappling with the idea of brotherhood and what that means when he has to face off against his brother, who he has essentially raised from the time he was like 6 years old. So, very emotionally heavy. Is it like the best CGI? No. Is it like the most grounded? No. But it's the most fun. It's the most emotional. And I don't care anyone says Hayden Christensen is an actor. Because the screaming on Mustafar, the crying when he's facing off against Obi-Wan, I love it. I love this. It's so cool. The plastic is such a nice noise. So that was the only one that was gifted, and I very much appreciate that. Thank you so much. And let me know, you guys, if you want me to open a P.O. box. I've had multiple people ask me in the comments since I came back to YouTube. I don't have one right now because I didn't know you had to pay like a monthly subscription or like tri-monthly or whatever. But I will do that if you guys want me to open one. If you guys want to, I don't know, like send letters or something. I can't promise I'd write back because I'm busy constantly. But yeah. So then I have 2 more 4Ks. Amazon was running a 4K sale where you get 3 for like $25 or something like that. And I got my boyfriend F1. He loves that movie, one of his favorite movies of last year, and I gifted that to him for Valentine's. But I also got myself Snyder Cut. Y'all can like eat me alive in the comments. I don't care. I love Snyder Cut. It's so cool. It's exactly what I'm looking for in a superhero film. It reminds me of the old Justice League movie and the old Justice League show that I watched as a kid. It's got all those vibes. I love it. So this is a rarity that it comes with the 4K and the Blu-ray. very, very cool. And a telling you to join HBO Max. So, but I had to get this. I'm trying to get Man of Steel and Batman vs. Superman Ultimate Edition as well, because those are the only 3 I care about with the Snyderverse. So, yeah. This is, of course, all the Justice League facing off against Darkseid. And it's just so much better than the Justice League original movie. The one that came out, that was this, but not, you know, the 2-hour one. This is 4 hours. This is better. So. Yep. And then we have, the other 4K I got was 2001: A Space Odyssey. This is, in my opinion, Stanley Kubrick's magnum opus. People might think The Shining is. I think The Shining is amazing. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. I've watched it 100 times since I was a kid. I think Jack Nicholson is more important and more impressive in Chinatown. I really do. I feel Britney Spears. I really do. But now 2001 is just brilliant. It's beautiful. I sound like a film, like one of those film snobs, but I don't think anything's ever been made that looks exactly like this. This is insane. Nobody can replicate what this is. And I mean, look at these images on the back. Just looking at those, you'd think, what the heck is this movie about? I can't tell you. It's a space adventure though. And it's really cool. It comes with a bunch of special features. There's like a ton of documentaries. And that's the reason I wanted this one, so that I could watch the documentaries. So, yeah, very cool. I've actually met him. Very cool. Very cool dude. And then I got, so, I had to order something important off Walmart, and it was like a medical device thing for my mom, like an assistant thing. Now, they don't let you ship to the house unless you have a minimum, which ticks me off, but luckily, I only need a few dollars. And what do you do when you're a movie buff and you need a time like that? Well, you add a couple movies that are $3.44 a piece. Yeah, and so I got Dark Knight Rises because I have the first 2. This is the conclusion to Nolan's trilogy. I absolutely love this trilogy. This movie is hilarious to me because of one event, and you know exactly what I mean. I won't spoil it, but when I say, you know exactly what I'm talking about, and it is hilarious to me. But Tom Hardy is brilliant as Bane. Does it make me sad that we were supposed to have Joker? Yeah, but Heath Ledger, you know, he shined in The Dark Knight. That's all that matters. So, yeah. Great, great film. I've seen this 1,000 times. I just haven't opened it until I watched it again. There's no point. So, then I also got, this is my dad's alma mater, but I was supposed to go, college dropout. You can still make it, kids. Because I was supposed to go to this one and I didn't, and I went to a Catholic school. Oh God. And it was the worst experience of my life. But this is We Are Marshall, and this is the Matthew McConaughey movie. And this follows Matthew McConaughey building up the school, the football team, again after the entire team, unfortunately and tragically, was killed in a plane crash. And this just is such a vibe. It has Anthony Mackie in it. It is just a really beautiful story, very emotional. And I get really attached to it because, again, I grew up in this area. I remember seeing the school. I mean, in the summer, it was almost every day I was going back to school as a kid, especially when you go to the mall and stuff. So, yeah, yeah, I was supposed to go there, and I regret never having gone. But, yeah, that's what happens when you let a guidance counselor make your choices for you based off money. So, yeah. Then I got, so let me, we're gonna talk in a minute about Walmart and why it's taking me off more and more every day. They have a $5 bin, and they had these, and I was like, they don't. And I scanned them, and they did. So, this is, I'll show them to you both right now. This is A Quiet Place 1 and 2 in day 1, which is part 3. I've watched all 3 of them. I had never seen them, and I watched them a couple weeks ago. These are so good. This is one of the best monster franchises I've watched. Very cool, very scary. The first one scared me the most, but very, very cool. And I got these on a whim because I've been wanting to watch them. And I really fell in love with them. I thought they were really cool. Do I think John Krasinski's character was underused? Absolutely. But maybe he preferred being behind the camera. Emily Blunt is Mother, okay? And just amazing. They serve so well. And then I got, along with that, I saw, very cool. I haven't watched it yet. I'm trying to get my boyfriend to watch it with me because I love it. But To Wong Fu, Thanks for Everything, Julie Newmar. It's a mouthful, but you have Patrick Swayze, you have Wesley Snipes, you have John Leguizamo, who is a name I always butcher, I'm sorry, and they're all in drag. I mean, how cool is that? In the whole movie, they're in drag. They are 3 drag queens on their way to a pageant, and their car breaks down in the backwoods, most hillbilly place you could imagine, and they're welcomed, but they have to pretend to be women. So it's very funny, very hilarious. It's 80s, so mind you, the comedy is very 80s dated, but it's a lot of fun. And I think there's a lot of respect, both in the drag community and just in the queer community itself, for this movie and what it did for people. So yeah, very fun. Then I got a movie that I don't know if a lot of people will know, but it's highly acclaimed. Mind you, it's very erotic, so, you know, be warned. But it is Y Tu Mama Tambien, or otherwise, And Your Mom Too. So, which the title will make sense when you've watched the movie. Again, this is very erotic. It is uncensored, I should say. But the point of the story is this woman she goes on this road trip with these 2 guys, these 2 best friends, and they're just sort of doing what 20-year-olds do on a road trip in the summer of Mexico. And it's a foreign film, so it's in Spanish, and it's thrilling, not in the sense of like scary thrilling, but it's I don't know, there's something about it, especially when you get to that last quarter and you realize everything's falling into place and this isn't just some raunchy movie for fun. You realize there's something deeper there. And I watched it because a lot of people at the past few award shows put this in their Letterboxd top 4. By the way, follow me, my Letterboxd is down below. But a lot of celebrities, a lot of actors and directors are putting this in their top 4, and I was like, what the heck? Let me go watch this. So very, very much enjoyed this. Yeah. Then we have the movie. Ooh, we're gonna go on a rant for 2 seconds. Come here. Walmart. If you're watching this, Walmart, anyone who works on a executive level at Walmart, slap you across the face. Because let me tell you, they've introduced these new things called digital pricing. And I understand they may make people's jobs easier if you work at Walmart. I'm not criticizing you, I'm not coming for you at all. I respect what you do, because I cannot imagine working in a place like that. But digital pricing, and I have watched it happen, and other people have watched it happen, that the prices fluctuate throughout the day. And you're gonna think I'm crazy. Whenever I get a movie from the $5 bin, for example this, I scan it to make sure that someone hasn't just tossed it in there. I scan this, it was $5. I put it in my cart. I go around the store for about 20 more minutes getting stuff. I go up to the checkout, self-checkout. I scan it. It is $8.50. I said, what the heck? I asked the attendant, and he told me, oh, it probably hadn't been updated yet in our digital system. Don't know what that means. I bought it anyway. I've been looking for it for forever. Didn't want to pay an arm and a leg because for some reason I can only find it used with an arm and a leg price. This is $7. But I came home, ranted about it, and I scanned it again, and it said $6. I was very confused. Very, very confused. So, and then I've seen videos online where people will record the shelf in front of their eyes. All the tags will just blink and start flashing, and the price will change. Like, what, how is that legal? And apparently the corporate said it was going to be changing throughout the day based off of supply and demand and things like that. It seems scammy to me. But I love this movie. This is Seven, Brad Pitt, Morgan Freeman. They're trying to track down a killer who is using the 7 deadly sins for his victims. And I won't tell you who plays the killer, but once you know, you know. And it's hilarious. So let's see. Ooh, let me just pull these up here. We have just a few more to get through. Not gonna take forever on these. It's funny because I feel like most people who do hauls like this would be very professional. I go on rants. Anyways, the next movie I got was actually a TV show, miniseries. And Sebastian Stan is one of my favorite actors, especially with his miniseries. I think his miniseries always knock it out of the park. And they had Pam and Tommy on clearance, because I doubt they're gonna try to keep selling this, but this was like $4 brand new, and I was like, sign me up. This tells the story of Pam Anderson and Tommy Lee and the tumultuous relationship they had especially following the, of course, leak of their homemade tape. And yes, Pam Anderson has condemned this, does not like the series. I wanted to own it because of Sebastian, but I also love Pam. I have a lot of respect for Pam. I have her memoir back here, and I had it signed, and she's the sweetest woman. But yeah, I wanted to just have it for my collection of Sebastian Stan's miniseries. So, because I'm also getting his Kings and Political Animals. I love those as well. But yeah, as an actor, he's just brilliant. One of the few MCU actors who actually made it out and did something besides superhero films. So I got that. Then I was scrolling on Mercari, which in America is a sort of like an eBay. And I found this guy who I'm absolutely gatekeeping. I'm sorry about it. And he sells DVDs for like $2 a pop. And if you buy more than one, he'll give you a discount. And I was like, he gets them in constantly because he gets them from like Goodwill and yard sales. And I was like, listen, I usually hate resellers, but the fact that you're buying them and selling them for less than what you can actually make back after like fees and stuff, got a lot of respect for that. So these two I bought from him. I have 4 more coming. So sorry. The first one I got is Affairs of State. And this is a David Corenswet film. I am no better than a straight man. Because I did just buy this because David Corenswet is very hot in it. Sorry. No, it's a fun film. This to me feels like a Scandal. It feels like Political Animals. It's the political atmosphere of just making a scandal. He is a young upcoming politician, really no expansion beyond that, who essentially gets his way to the top in the way you would imagine that a young, attractive politician would based on the stereotypes of our time. And it runs with that. And yeah, it takes like a sort of Lifetime twist to it. It's very like, ooh, danger, but it's just silly. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. So got that, and I wouldn't have bought it otherwise if it wasn't discounted. So now this one I'm very happy I found because I completed my collection finally. And this is 𝐬𝐭𝐚𝐲. This is High School Musical 3, the extended edition. Very fun. I didn't own this one as a kid. I own the first two. I've owned the first two since they came out. And I didn't have the third one. So now I do. And this is really cool because back when cases used to actually be properly made, clasps, and you got multiple disc holders. You like flip it over. There's like a booklet in here that's like other DVDs you can get. Look at that. Wizards of Waverly Place on DVD. That's crazy. But Phineas and Ferb on DVD. Oh my god. Yeah, so it's very cool. I really wanted to have it to complete my collection. I've been wanting it for forever, and for some reason, I guess because of nostalgia, people charge an arm and a leg for their copies. And I got this really discounted, so very cool. Very, very cool. Then my Goodwill, I stop in every now and then if I'm going out. They had 2 movies that I was very fortunate to find. They had a couple more that I wanted. If someone wants to yell at you for opening the case to check the discs, walk out. Someone did it to me at a flea market a couple days ago, and I said, oh, then no thank you, I won't be buying from you. I literally said those words because if I'm not allowed to check the quality of the disc, I know you've got something to hide. My Goodwill, fortunately, lets you check the quality of the discs. They don't care. So 2 of them I couldn't get, and they were romances that I really wanted. But I did get Gravity, which is a Sandra Bullock film about being in space. And it's her and George Clooney, and they're just fixing, you know, the satellite. It's just a routine. Our astronauts do it every day. And something goes wrong, and Sandra Bullock ends up stranded out in space trying to get back to Earth. So, very intense, very on the edge of your seat. I absolutely love Alfonso Cuarón. Fun fact, this one that I talked about, same director. Also directed the 3rd Harry Potter. When I talk about range, I mean range. So, yeah, it's a lot of fun. If you like Interstellar, if you like Arrival, if you like just space movies like The Martian, you're gonna love this. So, I love space movies. No, I haven't seen Project Hail Mary. Yes, I will be owning that. Look for that in the next physical media haul video. I'm gonna get that because I love the book. And the other movie I got, this is one of my favorite movies of all time. This is Silver Linings Playbook. Imagine the stare off you'd have with these 2 blue-eyed people, Bradley Cooper and Jennifer Lawrence. She is the funniest person in the world to me. I mean, funnier than anyone else I know. She's hilarious. She's crazy. But this follows 2 people who are mentally ill, and one has spent 8 months in a state institution. He has, I believe he has borderline personality disorder, or he's bipolar, one of the 2. I forget which one it is, the B though. And she has her own struggle with mental illness, and they form a relationship. Now, as someone who has experience with being locked up for that, as a teenager, they will tell you do not get in relationships when you're recovering from anything, whether that be alcoholism or mental health risks or spirals or whatever. But I've always had the belief, how are you supposed to recover if you can't make friends? If you can't have relationships with people that are supposed to be meaningful? And that's what this movie approaches, is that subject. So, Robert De Niro, Shining Star, Jackie Weaver, Chris Tucker. It's terrific. Very cool if you haven't watched it yet. So, and then we're on to the home stretch. Home stretch. Got 4 more. We have, this is, I bought this on a whim. This is, I had a gift card. I was supposed to make a return to Amazon, and you know when Amazon you make a return, they're just like, oh, we don't want it. Here's a gift card. It's like the meme of John Hamm dancing in the club, and you're just like, ooh. So I got to buy movies because free money, found money is free money. So, and I got Nerve, and this I watched very, very recently, just like a few days ago. That's why I bought it. I watched it digitally. This was so much fun. Oh my god. This was like a video game come to life. It was so cool. It's just 2 people who are playing this online game where they have to do dares in real life to earn money, and the dares get increasingly more dangerous. Does the ending feel convoluted? Probably, but I just had a lot of fun. And Dave Franco is great. Emma Roberts, love her. Even Machine Gun Kelly was really surprising in this. But yeah, I just had a lot of fun. I want to watch it again. So then I got 2 horror movies. I'm having this discussion with my friends who want to get into horror, and they were like, what are some really easy, fun horror movies? And I said, well, one of the easiest ones I can tell you is Trick or Treat. So if you really want to get into horror and you're not really used to horror and you're too scared of it, or you're just not sure where to start, Trick or Treat is a great place. This follows a bunch of different people. It's an anthology, and Sam, this little guy here, so adorable, is the main figurehead of it all. There are some girls going to a Halloween party to get drunk in the woods. There is a boy who is desperately trying to get his dad to carve jack-o'-lantern with him. There is this couple, and the husband loves Halloween, but the wife hates it. And just different stories, a bunch of different stories. And they all culminate, that's the word, with Sam in the middle. He's coming to just sort of keep the Halloween spirit. So it's not scary. There are some jump scares, but it's actually really fun. It's cute. There are moments where you're going to be going, what the heck? And laughing because you're supposed to. But yeah, I love it. Very staple in my my life for Halloween. But Halloween's year round for me. And then the other horror movie I got, this is actually the opposite of this. This is easy. Anyone could watch this. I feel like to really appreciate this one, you have to be a huge fan of horror or have been watching it for a very long time. And that's The Cabin in the Woods. Because let me tell you, most people will look at this and they'll watch this and they'll say, well, that was kind of stupid. It kind of went left field, didn't it? The point of this is it's making fun of horror. It's taking all the tropes that make a good horror movie and saying, can you believe this? You have 5 people, 5 friends who are going to a cabin for the weekend. And Chris Hemsworth is in it, yes. He filmed this before Thor, but it was released after Thor, which is why he looks so young, though it was released after his Marvel stint. This, so you have, there's get the tropes of like final girl, boy, swap between, you know, you have the stereotypically hot jock and blonde, and then these look a little bit confusing, right? Yeah, well, it's because the movie's very meta. You find out that the teens who are coming to the cabin are under scrutiny from a god, and they have to be fed into a horror movie. Very cool, very meta, and it's just so cool. I just love it. If you've watched a lot of horror, if you appreciate horror, you're really going to appreciate this. Because it's wacky, let me tell you. But a lot of cool Easter eggs as well. So yeah. And then we had the last film. Oh, I don't want this to be over. I love talking about movies with you guys. But there's always the next time. We have just a little pop quiz, see if anyone can figure it out before I show it to you. It's it won 3 Academy Awards, including Best Director in 2005. No, it stars Michelle Pfeiffer. Nope, Michelle Williams, Anne Hathaway. Directed by Ong Lee. No, it's Brokeback Mountain. Couldn't tell you the main leads, or you'd get it right away. This is such a beautiful film, and if I talk about it too long, I'll start tearing up because of Heath Ledger. This was my first sort of introduction into gay culture and gay film, queer film. I wasn't allowed to watch it. My mother even had the stereotype that it was like just this aggressive corn, like corn on the cob, YouTube censors. But that was sort of like the idea behind it, is what people used to tell me. They'd say, oh, you don't watch that, or oh, you can't watch that, you're too young. Or people who did watch it, they'd make fun of them for it. I remember there was a guy who lived in our neighborhood who, he was married, he had a wife and kids and stuff, but he watched this all the time. And now I get tragically sad. I'm thinking maybe there was a reason he watched it. Or maybe not, maybe I'm overthinking it. But this follows 2 cowboys who are tasked with handling a ranch, and they end up falling in love. But of course, this is Montana. You can't be a gay cowboy. Like, you just can't, especially not in the 60s. So it's really tragic. It will make you sob your eyes out. It does me every time, but I watch it over and over because I like to hurt myself. And I never owned a copy, so I'm very much glad I can own a copy now. And yeah, I can watch it over and over. I sort of have a collection of Blu-rays of movies like this, the ones that are sort of just like those queer stories that really connect with me, like Love, Simon, God's Own Country, you know, Call Me By Your Name, things like that. So yeah, got that from my collection too. Well, that is everything, folks. That is all that I acquired these past 3 months, books and movies. Let me know if any of these movies caught your eye. What have you bought recently that you really like? Yeah, I'm kind of just on a track right now to try to own, it sounds crazy, but there's about 150 movies that I still need to own for my collection to feel complete. Essentially so that I can feel like comfortably, except for new releases, I'll feel comfortable unsubscribing from all streamings. Because right now I'm only subscribed to Hulu and HBO. And I feel like once I get those other movies, I'll feel confident enough to just like unsubscribe completely and be completely off streaming. So yeah, that is everything so far. And I guess I'll see you in another 3 months. How about that? All right, well, until next time, remember, you're beautiful, you're wonderful, and you are loved. Bye.